Welcome to our podcast on educational innovation. I'm Maria, and today we're diving into the fascinating world of adaptive learning systems and how they're transforming education in Romania.
And I'm MihAI. We're both passionate about the intersection of AI and education. Today's episode explores how technology is turning ordinary teachers into architects of personalized learning experiences, especially in the Romanian context.
MihAI, let's start with some sobering statistics. According to Eurostat 2024, 43% of Romanians aged 16 to 74 have digital skills below the basic level. Even more concerning, 56% of young Romanians between 16 to 24 don't reach basic digital competency levels compared to the EU average of just 20%.
And we can't ignore the 15.3% early school leaving rate in 2024, which is the highest in the EU. These numbers aren't just statistics, they represent real educational gaps that need addressing. This is where adaptive learning systems come in.
Exactly. Adaptive learning uses AI algorithms to personalize educational content based on individual student performance and learning patterns. It's transforming education from a standardization factory into a personalization workshop.
I'm particularly impressed by the revolutionary PAD-D model developed at Balts University. Their experiment started with brutal diagnostics. Initial adaptive testing in Moodle revealed that 62% of computer science students had major gaps in algorithmic knowledge.
Their intervention was comprehensive, creating 127 learning modules with nonlinear progression based on performance, and integrating 58 interactive simulators for mathematics and computational logic. The results were breathtaking.
Indeed, they achieved a 40% reduction in dropout rates for technical courses in just one academic year, and a 28% increase in programming competencies compared to previous cohorts. As Professor Lyubov Zastanchanu, the architect of the model, explained, the system doesn't just adapt content, it anticipates cognitive blockages 2 to 3 weeks before the student realizes it.
But here's the challenging part, MihAI. While we're discussing these advanced systems, there's a significant digital divide in Romanian education. About 35% of rural schools lack high-speed internet access, and only 12% of teachers in non-urban areas have received digital pedagogy training.
The hardware situation is equally concerning. There's one computer for every 11 students in rural classrooms versus one for every 3 in urban areas. This raises important questions. How can we justify investments in advanced AI when schools in places like 𝐶𝐵𝐿𝐻 still use chalk and blackboards?
And is adaptive instruction just a privilege for the university elite, leaving vocational schools behind? What happens when an algorithm learns more about a student's learning style than their teacher does?
These are profound questions, Maria, but there are pragmatic solutions with immediate impact. One approach is establishing regional AI hubs, local centers in cities like Craiova, Cluj, and Iași, with dedicated servers for offline processing of adaptive systems.
I'm also excited about the smart tablets revolution. Low-cost devices with pre-installed adaptive software that works without internet, inspired by the One Laptop Per Child project. This could democratize access to personalized learning.
And we shouldn't forget the importance of teacher training. The financial coupling policy ensures that any school receiving interactive tablets must allocate 30% of its budget for teacher training. Technology without pedagogical knowledge is just expensive decoration.
Absolutely. Adaptive instruction isn't just a technological tool. It's an act of social justice. Just as the metaverse expands educational space, adaptive systems redistribute the chance for excellence. In 2025, a student from Zalău could have a learning plan as sophisticated as one from Silicon Valley.
The condition? Political will to transform academic knowledge into public policies. We need to bridge the 15-year gap between rural and urban schools in adopting these solutions.
What fascinates me most is how these systems transform the teacher's role. Rather than being replaced by technology, teachers become learning experience designers, focusing on creativity and critical thinking, while the adaptive system handles content delivery and basic assessment.
Exactly. And the data insights from these systems help teachers identify patterns they might miss otherwise. For instance, a teacher might discover that 40% of students struggle with a specific mathematical concept, allowing for targeted intervention.
The potential for reducing educational inequalities is enormous. Students who would typically fall behind in traditional settings can receive the exact support they need at the moment they need it. This is particularly important in Romania's context of regional disparities.
I believe we're at a critical juncture. Either we embrace these technologies and ensure equitable access, or we risk widening the educational gap. The question isn't whether to adopt adaptive learning, but how to implement it inclusively.
Thank you all for listening to our podcast today. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences with adaptive learning systems. How are you implementing personalized learning in your educational context?
This podcast was produced with brisk teaching by Professor Adrian Podar. Until next time, keep innovating in your classrooms.